Hey everyone. I'm sure you're as shell-shocked as everybody was in the locker room after the game. 27-24 loss to the Los Angeles Rams in week 3. Not what anyone was expecting. Not what anyone was expecting before the game, not what anyone was expecting, especially after the first quarter, maybe midway through the second quarter. Just a utter breakdown on all three phases for the 49ers. They are without three players, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, but really the Rams are so much more injured. 11 players on IR, and then on top of that, more players that didn't play. Just a disappointing loss for the 49ers. It was an interesting locker room scenario. This is my little inside tidbit for you. Um, Kyle Shanahan goes to talk to the podium, and that's when we get allowed into the locker room. So Matt Mayoko and I kind of split the work. He stays in the press conference room where Kyle Shanahan talks. Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa. So he stays in the podium. I go into the locker room with the cameraman. And as we are waiting to go in, now we're allowed in once Kyle Shanahan goes to the podium. As we're waiting to go in, Ronnie Bell is the first player out of the locker room, headed out. So we don't have a chance to talk to him at all. Brandon Ayuk and Jauan Jennings are in the locker room. We hope to talk to Jauan Jennings because he had a monumental day. Um, 11 of 12, caught 11 of 12 targets, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was too disappointed to talk to us after the game. And it's unfortunate. I get it though. For Jauan Jennings, I understand. He didn't want to talk to us. I mean, really, the team let him down. He was out there bawling and put the team on his back, especially the offense, obviously with the help of Brock Purdy, who had a great game, 22 of 30 for 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. But so many mistakes across the board, not only on offense, on defense, on special teams. I mean, just so disappointing. I understand why Jauan Jennings didn't want to talk. I mean, he had the game of his career, the best game of his career, and it's a loss. And I wrote about it. And, what was or what normally would have been an amazing performance that would be highlighted on Sports Center and, player of the week and all of these different things. Like really, Jauan Jennings deserves all of those accolades. But because the 49ers didn't win the game, he's not going to get as many. And he's not going to get as many uh you know, I just don't know how else to put it. He would be NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He would be FedEx Air Player of the Week. He would, I mean, just all of these different things. But because the 49ers didn't win, it's going to be overlooked. It's going to be a great statistical game, but it didn't propel them to win because so many other things happened. Missed field goal. Don't blame it completely on Jake Moody either. There was a really bad return. Special teams had a tough day. Really lengthy return, 38-yard return, on a punt that would have kept the Rams from scoring. Missed field goal. The huge drops. Brandon Ayuk, 5 of 10 for 48 yards. He had some drops, but that big one from Ronnie Bell at the end that would have kept the chains moving and then kept the Rams from all of it, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But just, a really disappointed locker room. They looked shell shocked, to be honest. But what is it? Is it they aren't as good as they appear to be on paper? Is it that they aren't playing up to their standards? Are they playing to their opponent, what they think their opponent is going to be? I don't know what it is. It's just not everything moving on all cylinders. It's, is it Brandon Ayuk not being on the same page with Brock Purdy after sitting out of training camp? Is it Trent Williams sitting out of training camp? Is it not having Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Debo Samuel? Yes, all of those things contribute, but they really had enough pieces on the field to get a win on Sunday, and they just weren't able to do it. Just I think it's a heartbreaker, especially for Jauan Jennings, who had the game of his lifetime. I mean, Jauan Jennings walked into the locker room off the buses, no bag, no headphones. Normally he's got his headphones on, he's singing a song, he's got his phone, no headphones, no AirPods, no phone, no bag. Walked in, just the clothes on his back, walked from the bus into the locker room. I don't know where his bags were. I don't know how they got there. I don't know what happened, but that is how he walked in the locker room. He had a little extra business mindset today. I just think he wasn't as he's always locked in, but he's usually kind of more bubbly, more kind of I don't know, not vocal, but just, kind of more effervescent. And today there was none of that. Jauan Jennings looked like he was all business when he walked into the locker room, and he really was. And it's unfortunate that the team didn't get a win for him because his performance is his performance, but if it led to a win, it would have been so much more. So yeah, the 49ers drop to 1-2 on the season. These Seattle Seahawks are 3-0. It's they're gonna have to get it together. They need to get it together to be able to make it to the postseason again. It's getting tougher each week. Every loss makes it tougher, but we've seen 49ers teams that have not come out strong, come out fast in the beginning of the season, and they've made it to the postseason. But Matt and I talked about it on the podcast. Playing deep into the postseason, 3 postseason games, 4 out of the last 5 years, takes its toll on players' bodies. And then the 49ers always have the toughest schedule in regards to the least amount of rest, playing teams that are coming off of byes, miles traveled, all of those things. So when does it catch up with the team? Is it this year? We'll find out. But yeah. Um, I will keep you updated on anything else I heard. The only injury from the game, potentially Javon Hargrave has a tricep injury. Kyle Shanahan thinks it's a bruise, not anything else more serious, but we'll get more news on that tomorrow, Monday, when he has a conference call. So stay tuned. More videos, more information coming to you. Please subscribe, tell your friends. I know you're all frustrated. The 49ers players are frustrated. Tough loss. Rams played a really good game. At least from the second quarter on, they came back and won. They stayed in it. And, with the players that they had available, they got it done. The 49ers need to do that. So we'll see what happens in week 4. I'll be out of town most of the week, but I'll still be keeping you updated. Still doing the streaming show with Matt Mayoko, 49ers Now. That is Wednesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So stay tuned for those, and I'll be talking to you soon. Hang in there. Tough one. Yep, wrong one.